Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart because a week is ended and a new week is beginning, and because of that we have a new weekly candle. Now, for numerous videos, I've been looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart because we do see this kind of pattern here where we're hitting like a common trend line that you can see in blue for months, like for since September of 2019, and we've been consistently hitting that ever since. We were because of Bitcoin's bullish run the past month, like month and a half, we saw the dominance really skyrocket, and I was saying to keep an eye on this trend line because we potentially might see Bitcoin slow down, stop, and begin a reversal. Last week we saw the candle upwards, and even the week before that we were above. But I said what the important part is the candle close. So today we see that a candle has closed above that trend line, and that isn't necessarily a cause for concern. It could potentially mean that alts will stay low or essentially weak against Bitcoin for for the short term. That's one possibility. Another possibility is that this trend line is still kind of in play. It hasn't shot up yet too much. We can potentially see a retracement still. That is also entirely on the cards. Um, I'm not a fan of redrawing lines, but you can definitely redraw the line where it the pattern then respects it, and you can argue saying, well, we didn't really break anything yet. It's actually to this upper line here what we would need to be looking at, um, and that's a possibility too. Regardless, it's tough to say. I'm definitely not making any trades at the moment. Personally, I have my portfolio set for for the foreseeable future. I'm perfectly fine keeping it that way. However, I would like to see Bitcoin slow down, perhaps even start beginning in the beginnings of a retracement, of reversal from the Bitcoin dominance chart. Much like how we saw here, like that was the DeFi craze right there a few months ago, and hopefully we'll get to see something similar come here. Also note that the RSI on the dominance chart is fairly high on the weekly. Uh, like not to mention on the weekly, this isn't your hourly chart RSI. Currently, right now, in conjunction with the dominance, I mean, you can see that Bitcoin is up about 3.5% for the day, which is quite bullish, and it might be a sign of things to come of that this party's going to continue, this run's going to continue, and that's entirely possible, despite every metric saying that this is kind of like a kind of peaking, so to speak, with Bitcoin. We have 2, 4, 6, 7 green candles on the weekly. We are on 80.54 in the weekly RSI. We're nearing $20,000. I'm sure there's other videos out there that are screaming to the mountains that every single indicator is saying that Bitcoin needs to retrace, and that could rightfully be so. But you can argue that Bitcoin's on a bullish run, and this thing's gonna ride until some other point. I would say though, again, it's entirely possible that we hit $20,000. I mean, considering right now we're how much away? We're roughly from the bottom up 16% away from roughly to roughly the all-time high, and that's quite bullish. But one thing to consider is where the weekly moving average is, the 20 weekly moving average, because we have a new week, we have a new weekly candle. and therefore we have an extension of the 20 weekly moving average. And right now it is at 11,855 dollars. That's where the moving average is, and that lines up pretty well to the last like local peak before a retracement to the 20 week. So that would be quite interesting if Bitcoin decides to retrace. It'll line up really well with this and also with the 20 week, if that's the case. Um, and I think like there's some people that argue like, well, when we retrace, we'll hit the moving average. Some other people say when we retrace, we're going to hit the prior local peak. And at the moment right now, those two coincide very well together because they're roughly the same price. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. With Bitcoin dominance, it's a hard thing to say. With the continued bullishness of Bitcoin, it's hard to see um, alts gaining any like true momentum. I mean, you can make the argument like look at Litecoin or any other altcoin, and you'll see a 10% pump. I always argue that you're always going to see certain things like this, but it doesn't compare. There's no comparison between that 10% pump and a true altcoin move where it really affects the the dominance in this fashion. Like you can't compare the two. This move right here is on of magnitude of capital being sent through altcoins, and also primarily it means that altcoins like Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, by quite a large margin, is moving a lot. Is moving a lot to the upside against Bitcoin. That's when you start seeing the drops. But right now, Ethereum's still trending down. Link is still somewhat trending down. Um, as like two major movers, Litecoin seems to be the uh, odd one out of the group, pumping 10%. But yeah, that's essentially what I see right now. It'd be quite interesting to keep an eye on Bitcoin. We're right now at 16,500. We'll see what happens for today, and also for the rest of the week. Uh, but it seems like it's the status quo, like it was last week. Bitcoin continues to be extremely bullish, is holding back altcoins and keeping the dominance up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you really like the video, hit subscribe. I will see you later. Take care.